Welcome, everybody, to the Overheard in Banff podcast. My name is Dan Rudel. I got my co-host with me.
We got Matty Rage. Let's go.
Matty Rage, what's going on? Today with us, very special guest back for week 16.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is the
16.
is the defending awesome crew.
Oh, hell yeah. We're stoked. Look at this, man. It's a freaking party in here. Check this out. Like, I'm going to switch cams here quick just so y'all can see what we're seeing. But, like, look at this. It's a freaking party in here. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. So who do we got? Let's do some introductions quick, and then we'll get on with the party, I guess.
We'll get to it.
Let's go, Jim. Who are you?
I'm Jim Kwan from Defending Awesome. And we got invited to this sweet podcast, which I'll be honest, I've never even seen a show or heard a show, so I'm in for a treat.
Right on.
Yeah.
Welcome. We're very, very happy to have you guys in with us today. This is our 16th episode. We got a little sponsor today by Hendo. Thank you for giving us some beautiful beverages to enjoy.
Oh, yeah. We
with
got them
our
all here.
show
We got like a
today.
little smorgasbord. We got the classic shafts.
We got the OG shaft.
Oh, what's the juice box?
The
So that's
juice
like a
box
combo
is
pack?
everything you could think of that you need
You guys
from
have to try those out later or during the show,
No,
whatever
let's
your
go.
preference is.
Let's go. Let's go.
And if
Let's
you
go.
want some at home, you can get some at Townhouse Liquor.
Oh, there you
Locally
go.
owned,
Big
liquor
shout
store.
out. Big shout out to
Nice.
the Townhouse crew. Oh,
I'm sure
yeah.
there's an
They got a new
A-frame
counter.
advertising for these townhouse somewhere.
Yeah.
Right on. Big shout out to all our locally produced stuff by Hendo. Delicious. Known Hendo for a lot of years. We'll hopefully have him on one day. But today we're here to talk Defending Awesome.
Let's go.
Let's start a little bit about you guys personally. Where are you from? What brought you to Banff?
Oh, well, I'm from Northern Ontario. We just came out to Banff in 2000, so it's been quite a while. And just like everybody else, come here for the summer, you end up staying, and that's it. Never
Right.
could afford the plane ticket home, so I just stuck it out.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
You kind of don't have a choice sometimes.
Yeah, I didn't really have a choice. And, the place was too nice, so you ain't going back to Ontario after seeing this place.
Yeah, really though.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us can agree with you there for sure.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
I'm Kelsey. So I've
Oh, just close in.
okay, and so I came out here, same thing. Came out for a summer, and it's only gonna be 6 months.
Nice. Nice
Yeah,
to
but I've been
classic.
working with Jim for like beginning.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So
Cool.
like started at the market, and I was like first market,
Mhm.
ended up doing the Canada Day, and then we worked together at Spaghetti Factory for a number of years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I think everybody had a little tour there back in the day.
yeah,
Yeah,
at least
like-
once.
Like the mid like 2010s there. It was like when I moved out, everybody kind of did a little stint there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Big time.
Guilty.
Banff, it's either you're working for the Skills, Spaghetti Factory, or BXT, or
yeah.
that's about it.
No doubt.
Yeah, we all definitely have our time in those roles for
Yeah.
sure. And Kai, what about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Kai. I'm the newest addition at Defending Awesome. I've been there for a year and 2-3 months now. Too long. No, just kidding. No, and I've been in town for like 9 years now.
Okay, nice.
It was the Fairmont that sucked me in because my mom was like, they take her money for the rent and they give her food so she can't die.
Yeah.
no doubt.
And then I couldn't give it up. Banff. I'm like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of places that if you want to be miserable or sad, there's a lot uglier places. I could be in Toronto right now being
Oh, yeah.
depressed. Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
I get
No.
to be depressed
I've
and
done
look at
that.
mountains. Psh.
I've
Yeah.
been there. I've actually done that. I lived right downtown Toronto for like three and a half years, something like that. But yeah, it's way worse down there than it is here. Big
Oh,
time.
yeah. It's not cheaper
yes,
anywhere else
yeah.
either, like,
For sure. I
even
think
in the city or whatever, people are paying just the same for rent.
absolutely.
exactly.
We do
Yeah,
have
more.
some memes that are going to touch on that later. It's been a pretty wild week on the Overheard.
Nice, I can't
On
wait.
the Overheard page. If you guys don't know, part of our segment, what we're going to do after our kind of little interview, we have some of the best, and we have curated our favorite
Yeah.
posts from the Overheard and Banff Facebook page, which we share with our guests. We'll read through and we'll get your thoughts on them as well.
I have
Yeah.
watched the podcast, and Jim lied. He has watched a bit of it from the first episode because the first 10 minutes we were mentioned, and I was like, Jim, what's up? They
Yeah.
just released this 10 minutes in, brought up.
There you go. You must be doing something right, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Got to be doing something right.
We're awesome. What can I say?
Well, for sure. You guys have been in town for a long time. I think Defending Awesome is one of the things that people know about Banff. They come, they like see your philanthropy. You guys do fundraisers at Christmas time.
Yep.
We'll touch on that in a little bit. We'll start first. How did you start Defending Awesome? What was the idea? You said you started at the farmers market.
It was way back in 2 year was 2012, I think. Yeah, 2012. We started at the farmers market, and we just basically wanted to sell our own branded T-shirt. But the only catch at that time during the farmers market was you needed to have, I think, 60%, 70% of your stuff handmade. So
Okay.
the workaround back then was we started this tie dyeing thing. It was create your own tie dye station. Kids, people
Oh, cool.
come in, make their own tie dye on the spot.
Oh, that's
Guy
cool.
making like thousands of tie-dye
Yeah.
His hands were stained.
Yeah, you should have seen our first booth. It was terrible. It was like the ugliest booth ever. But then, we soon realized that, tie dye. People didn't, a lot of tourists were here. People didn't want to get their hands all messy and wash out the shirts and stuff like that.
Fair.
So we ditched the do-it-yourself tie dye station. Could have been really rad in the '70s. I bet you we'd be loaded and rich by now. We did that in the '70s.
For sure.
Yeah. But then we moved away from that and we started selling our own brand of shirts and people kind of start, coming to us asking, oh, can you print Joe Blow's painting company? So we kind of figured out, well, there wasn't too much money in selling our own brand, but we can print shirts for everybody else.
For other people.
Yeah, so
Fair
that kind of
enough.
took off there. We still have our own brand. We still have our own custom shirts and stuff like that we have personally, but that we've
Absolutely.
designed. Yeah,
Nice. Let's
Yeah,
go.
each of
do
us
see
have one
in
of
the
them here.
store
Oh,
as
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, you see the logo literally everywhere in town. Like even if you don't know what it is, you've seen it. Like you've 100% seen this
Yeah.
around. Yeah,
it's funny. We run into people and they're like, "Oh, I've seen this logo before. What do you even do?" They don't even know what we do.
Well,
Yeah,
again,
I mean,
like,
even that though, like people know. That's what I mean. People know what it is. Like they know your brand, not necessarily for what it is, but just because it's like an iconic like little ninja.
Yeah,
you know what I
ninja,
mean? Like,
yeah.
it's just crazy.
Everyone
Yeah.
knows the ninja. It is plastered.
100%.
Yeah,
Not
we
our
still have a
fault.
different
Not
logo
our
too,
fault.
and then we figured out the ninja was going to be more popular, and
Yeah.
everybody like, come on, who doesn't want a ninja? And shit,
For sure. It's a great, it's a great branding for sure. And yeah, definitely recognizable as part of the town of Banff. You
Yeah.
guys have been doing it for a long time.
I'm glad you see
How'd
that.
you make the jump from farmer's market to brick and mortar shop? Does that come with like buying?
Look at this.
That's a Sweet 16 episode.
Oh, look at this. We got Sweet 16.
Happy
I-
Oh,
Sweet
yeah.
16,
Yeah.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
We just thought because it also comes with presents since it's your Sweet 16.
Oh, no.
And we were just
Oh,
talking
so
about what do
much.
we do at the shop, and there's some of that in here
Some
for
of that.
you.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
So,
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
let's
sorry,
yeah.
Jim can finish his.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, wait,
Trying
wait.
to. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to hand it over.
Are we
There's a lot-
busting
there's-
into this, or what are we doing
No,
now?
here, we
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
one of the
geez.
things.
Oh,
yeah.
thanks so
Yeah.
much.
Nice, dude. Oh, hand me the pink.
But
hands
use the
down.
color
Oh,
of
yeah.
your-
Yeah, we
Uh,
wanted to use the same colors.
Nice
Oh,
Yeah.
color
yeah,
of
no
the
doubt.
back.
Look at
Like
this.
talking about what
Awesome.
Defending Awesome does.
All right, guys, look at this.
Got all that.
Look at this.
That was one that our coworker Jay did, though. He designed that up.
It's
Yeah,
sick.
It's,
super talented guy.
Oh,
He's one of
yeah.
the main artists at our shop too.
He is
That's awesome, dude.
insanely talented.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you so much, yo. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing.
yeah. If
Thank
they don't
you,
fit you, just
guys.
come down to the shop. We'll get the proper size.
No,
Oh,
these
you
are
just grab two
awesome.
large.
That's
Yeah.
great.
The quality is fantastic as well.
No
I
doubt.
must say, this is like the yeah,
Oh, that's
definitely
awesome, man.
We're gonna get into some printing technique stuff in a bit,
Yeah.
but this kind of
Yeah.
brings me to
Yeah.
the next question. So you guys also do design. You have artists working with you.
You gotta blow your candles
Yeah, I
out.
don't
Oh,
want
yeah.
like, let's not start a fire.
Make a wish.
Yeah, go.
Oh,
There you go,
yay!
buddy.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
They're like,
for
I
that,
wish we could
guys.
get through this episode with these guys.
no, this is amazing. No one's ever done this before.
Oh, that's great.
Honestly, my heart.
we
is
got a whole
touched.
bag of.
Oh no! Oh
Stuff.
no! We'll have to get into those
I
later.
think I see a green Kia sticker
Yeah,
down there.
oh,
That's gonna
yeah.
have to go on the
Oh.
locker, I think, for sure.
Yeah, we always get everybody to at least
Well,
bring
I
a
guess.
sticker
Yeah.
if they can. You know, put it on the locker. We got quite a collection over here now.
Sorry, you got your coffee earlier, so it wouldn't get cold. But that's also for you because it's very fitting on.
See you next Tuesday.
Oh my god, amazing.
Dry hop Aussie style. Nice. That's awesome.
Nice.
Oh,
the
yes.
Kia, and
Yeah.
see you next Tuesday stickers. Oh,
There's a few
my
stickers in there for you.
Lord.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
actually
Over the
a couple that I think
podcast?
that yeah.
Oh, that's great.
amazing.
You
Thank
guys
you so
killed it.
much,
Like-
guys.
And,
You guys are
uh,
so
then
nice.
top
We'll
it
see
off
if
here.
you guys
We
get
spent
this
a lot
reference.
of money on this croissant.
Also,
This is
Evan.
the 550 croissant from National Perk.
Evan is so kind and nice and was so happy to hear what you guys said on the podcast about that post that he has given that to you.
Amazing.
and then
That's the
just in
famous
case,
croissant.
We will
and
put
just in
that one
case
front
you
and
were
center
upset
as
about
well.
no sauce, there's some sauce.
Yeah, there's some sauce.
there
There's
you
some
go.
sauce.
Amazing.
Lots of
So,
sauce.
you heard it here first. Big shout out to Evan over at Rocky Mountain Perk. He heard
You
us.
guys killed it.
Look at this. This is amazing.
And honestly,
$5 for
that
this,
croissant is good.
100%.
Yes,
This
it
is
is.
great.
This is
croissant.
way
Yeah.
better than my actual 16th birthday party.
Yeah.
bro. So thank you so much
This
for
is
making up
amazing.
for that.
Thank
That
you
was
so
awesome.
much, guys. Back to the croissant, though. My partner Natalie used
Yeah.
to work with Evan when they took that shop over. I used to stop in all the time for a little espresso, and their bites are delicious. That's the most moderately priced sandwich you're going to find in the town of Banff.
It's the cheapest priced coffee in town.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure,
ridiculous.
by a mile.
And he's so nice.
And they're still supporting coffee too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love them in there.
Oh my God. What an amazing little sidebar. Thank you so
You
much.
enjoy that.
was
This is gonna be so
best
good.
thing
Have
ever.
that
Amazing.
nice toasty later.
Oh, there you go. You and the wife can have a nice little toasty date.
100%. That's big
Oh,
enough
yeah.
to share.
Bring
Yeah.
here some of these cupcakes too, and you're gonna be
Yeah,
sick.
you're good.
You gotta do
They're
this.
good ones.
Absolutely. Cupcakes are always the win for sure. So back to you guys a little bit. You do printing. You have your own brand. You do stuff for other people. I've noticed recently, Ram Construction. Miko. I think I've done some snowboarding with him in the
Yeah,
past.
super awesome dude too. Yeah,
some great promotional stuff coming out
On
for
his
them.
truck.
So that's a big
Oh,
part
yeah.
of what you guys do. A little bit of fun, a little bit of business as well.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we do everything printed, so anything printed, just check us out. You know, a lot of people think we're just T-shirts and
Like when he says everything, he means everything.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Like you bring it, we'll try it out.
We'll
if we
try
can
it, see
do
if we
it,
can.
then
Yeah.
Nice.
One-stop shop.
yeah,
I've had
one
some-
stop
I've
shop.
had,
there's a lot of
uh,
places. You know, you go to like one place for a sign shop. We go to one place for a garment. You go to one place for embroidery, whatever. We do it all. Place.
Smart.
Yeah,
For
business
sure.
cards, everything.
Smart.
We really want to just help small businesses. You know, try to get ahead in
Yeah,
this big doggy world. So
Yeah, no doubt. 'cause it
especially
is-
this place.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
especially out here. It's
Yeah.
kind of we know how it is out here. It just seems like everything's going more and more corporate, anyways. But
Oh yes.
It's
I mean,
definitely not
we
easy
still got-
being the little guy.
we still got some
No.
homies out here fighting the good fight, though. Like we
Oh, yeah,
got
for sure.
Scott down at
West
Rock.
Rock.
West Rock.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, absolute legend.
Doing
He
his
grew
thing.
up, believe this or not, like this would have been maybe 2 miles from the farm that I grew up at, like my mom's
Really?
farm. Yeah, like in Wabash, Ontario. It's like this crazy little like nothing town. Yeah,
That's
but
crazy.
yeah, they literally have a general store. I don't even know if that's there anymore. He's like, "Where you from?" Like Wabash. He's like, "No way." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Me too." I was like, "That's wild, dude. What do you do
Weird.
out here?"
That's really
Crazy. So,
Yeah, we always get shooting the shit out there and chatting it up. But yeah, man, they were like, there's some awesome local business here.
Oh, yeah.
Coyotes, like Tululu's, like we got.
It's crazy compared to when I first got here. There was way more small businesses. You know, you sad to see now when you walk down, it's all restaurants, everything.
Well, yeah,
big corporate. You know, you've got big brands in here, and where they used to be small companies.
Well, we lost
We're
like
a dime a
Bruno's
dozen
and-
nowadays. You know, in Banff. So.
You could
Yeah.
get stuck in a conversation talking about all the places. Remember this place? This place. What was it before that? And what was it before
For
that?
sure. Well, you bring up a good point of having like branded storefronts. Before, you wouldn't really have branded storefronts. You had stores like, say, Menards or other outfitters that were selling different brands within them. Now you have
Oh,
branded
big brands here,
storefronts,
yeah.
which is, you know,
Right.
now that you mention it, it's a very interesting thing to kind of touch on. You like, how do you guys compete with big brands? Like, just by being a niche product? Like,
Oh,
what's
just
the-
by being awesome, we try to do we try to do projects better than say if you got it from Vista Print or somewhere else. We get lots of projects that people come in that we got to refix.
Yeah.
Someone ordered all these
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
shirts and
all the
stuff, and their sizes were way too tiny or
Okay.
they're poorly done. We've had people from the Olympic team come over.
Yeah.
That
We
was
just did
so
a
bad.
Wow.
basketball
On-
team this weekend. So
Calgary
Calgary
Surge.
Surge. So I think they're
Cool.
kind of like, you know, there's Raptors, Toronto Raptors, and they're kind of underneath that level of basketball. I don't know.
CEBL.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah,
Cool.
so like,
Famous, but yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
I don't want to use this term like a farm league, but they kind of feed athletes, kind of a like the junior hockey league.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
like the
exactly.
Marlies
Yeah.
and the
NHL.
But
versus
still, like
Marlies.
their
Yeah.
game is actually tonight here, and they have 9,100 spectators.
Crazy.
91.
91 tickets, I think, is what he said. Yeah. So we had to this weekend. We hustled to get all these jackets done for these guys because their
Okay.
printer said no to them like 2 weeks before game day.
They hustled, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god. How many was
Oh, there was a lot. There was like over
Yeah.
100 some jackets. Yeah,
And then there's like
beautiful
multiple
satin
placements.
jackets?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very
Oh,
specific
that's cool.
measurements. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
That's cool.
For sure.
But we
I'm
do,
sure
we do
you-
a lot of fix up jobs for people that made the
Yeah.
mistake of ordering online or somewhere, and then
Oh, it happens.
yeah,
it
today I had
happens.
another lady call. They're like, got this stuff printed somewhere else. We saw it and it was bad. We
Nice.
couldn't help her, unfortunately, but
Nice.
yeah.
Right
I think
on.
the other thing that makes like us stand out from other businesses is like it's run by Jim. Like Jim is this amazing person who tries so much to make sure that he can like work within your price point, try to find solutions, and like goes above and beyond with like almost every single like every customer. Like he always, and that's like how we all are as well, like how we've all like, because we all were like in the serving and retail industry, and
Mhm.
and it's just like,
Well, like even working with
Yeah.
Spaghetti Factory, like your values were where I
Well, we
Yeah,
just want
you
to
know,
put
like-
pride in what we put out, right? So
pride
like,
in what you put out,
yeah,
but you
yeah.
also like value your employees,
Yeah.
like
And your
super well.
and the other thing too,
Yeah.
like for us, like everybody that works for us, everybody has some sort of graphic designing background or has some sort of one.
did.
She doesn't have anything, but she was willing to learn, and that's all it
Oh,
takes,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes when you go to say a big company, online company somewhere, it's honestly it's just some Joe Blow that just needs paycheck.
For sure,
They
that
don't
doesn't
care.
care.
They
Yeah,
just
they're
see all the
just-
stuff fly by. I've seen guys come back here with stuff upside down and backwards that we had to redo for them.
Oh yeah, like the worst.
Yeah.
There's just the worst misprints. And
Yeah,
it's
no,
just-
exactly.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
why would you send that out the door? Like,
Oh yeah, it's
and they
wild.
still did because they're just online and there.
Oh, yeah.
So I think like in an increasingly more technology, like a technologically advanced field, you guys are providing that real local touch and professionalism mostly
And
to what.
Yeah.
quality, we really see quality.
Well, of course. Look
Most
at
people
these
just like the
shirts,
fact that they can come down and hang out and talk to us, and
Mhm.
you know, there's always a face of responsibility to hold if something does go wrong. Not that then things go wrong all the time.
Yeah.
But, you know, people just feel more secure and confident knowing we're there. You know,
Well, man, I
sure.
needed a print
Easily
last
accessible.
minute. For it was like I think it was a Christmas present for Vince. I did like a fingerboard graphic for him, and I printed it out like it was like I don't even. It was like 11 by 17, 17 by 14, something. I don't know what it was, but it was a big print. And I went into Jim, and he's like, "Yeah, man, just come back in like an hour." Like, okay,
That was
I was
lucky.
like-
That was
Oh,
lucky.
I
I would, yeah, we are like we're currently getting a lot bigger, and like, and that's the one thing that like we're currently in this middle of growing pains of like
Going
learning
from small to a bit bigger.
yeah to a
and-
little bit bigger, and like, you know, we have such a loyal clientele that we absolutely love.
Yeah.
And we're just like so busy, like, and it's so good to see it because we like Jim deserves the success, and he deserves all of this because he
oh,
puts
it's only
it
because
out
of you
years.
guys. So you guys and Jay and Alex who are
Well,
here. But yeah.
Yeah, Alex isn't here either.
Honestly,
Yeah,
we can
Alex works with
definitely
us.
get into that because just our response to posting about the Defending Awesome crew and about you, Jim, was
Oh, yeah.
overwhelming. People were definitely out there supporting us and supporting you.
I paid all those guys to like.
Nice. How much did you
Well,
pay?
it wasn't
We
that
can
much.
talk like
No.
years later.
Yeah,
People are desperate.
like not
Just
just
kidding, we love you.
like not just Defending Awesome being a part of town, like you yourself being a part of town, being a local for so many years. Like you are a
Yeah.
face that we see around. Like how I asked you to be on was I ran into you in the alley, and it's like
Yeah.
you know
Fair
running into
enough.
someone.
He held me out with a knife point like, you're going
Yeah,
to be
Mike.
on the podcast. All right. No
And
worries, man.
You better bring cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
Bring the cup.
So yeah, just want to tip our hat to you, and yeah, the town definitely loves what you're doing. So definitely keep it on up. What kind of techniques are you guys using for printing these days? How's it changed over the years? You said you started with tie dye.
Yeah, we started with tie-dye. We started with vinyl. So if you don't know what vinyl is, this machine that cuts your design out on plastic, and then we go back in there with tweezers, super tedious, and we
Oh,
pull
it's
it
horrible.
apart. Yeah.
It's
It was
horrible.
kind of something relaxing about it too at the same time.
Oh, it's so
yeah.
satisfying.
Yeah.
But that's how
when
we
it
started off.
works.
When it works.
When it
yeah.
works.
Yeah. But then as we grew, we had like screen printing too now, but that's kind of an older technology now, or older.
Trying.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
Yeah,
phase
say your
out
new
of
favorite
that.
completely
technology.
phase out, but it's still going to be around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Say your favorite
Yeah.
new
So
technology.
the new one is a little bit dirty here.
It's
It's
Oh,
called
yeah.
DTF.
Yeah, let's go.
Are you down with DTF?
Yeah, GTL on there. You
Yeah.
got to make some GTL
But-
shirts on it.
DTF is
Direct-to-film.
direct to film, yeah. And what that technique is basically we're using similar screen printing inks. It's get printed onto a carrier sheet and then transferred to a shirt.
Cool.
So a lot less work goes
Yeah.
into it
Oh,
where
cool.
we can get things to a certain
Rehearsals.
price point for people.
Nice.
A lot more environmentally friendly too. We're not using crazy chemicals,
Yeah.
green screen,
I
do all that
once,
stuff with. So
I once screen printed. I can't remember how many shirts. It was for a hardcore band I was in. This was like 2004, 5 maybe.
Because it's a tedious process.
But we
right?
hand
Like-
Yeah,
like
it
we
is, yeah.
hand screened all of them, and it's like I think there was like 4 or 5 layers of shirt. I'm like, what the fuck did we do this? Like it was insane. It took us so goddamn long. We had the whole band house like with like shirts just like curing, and then like fucking dryer full of fucking loads of shirts. It was insane, dude. Like I think we did like 250, 300 shirts all by hand, like 5 layers, and it was not fun. And I hand
That's a
painted
lot.
all the screens because I didn't have.
jeez.
That's a lot of
Yeah, I
work.
didn't have it was like way back when I didn't have a UV light or nothing, so I
Why
like
did
hand
you
painted.
do that?
Because I'm an idiot and I like pain. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently.
That was
So in
horrible.
high school, me and some buddies of mine, we started a brand called Epic Apparel. I
yeah?
don't know if I've ever talked about this on the pod.
No, I've never heard this.
Me, my buddy
Here we go.
Graham, a couple guys we used to skateboard with and do graffiti together. We started a brand called Epic Apparel, and we started it initially. We were airbrushing.
Oh.
So we're making
Oh, okay.
stencils and airbrushing.
We tried that
t-shirts.
too, and that took forever too.
Like honestly, people that airbrush got to tip my hat because that's like incredibly difficult
That's
medium
an
to
art
work
of its
with.
own. Yeah.
So then we moved from that to getting our stuff printed from companies overseas. Basically, I forget, they were like just some random printing shop, and I think they showed us the machines, and it was like these old school. You laid the T-shirt out, you put the screen down, then it like painted over a couple of times, and there was these huge racks of rotating shirts.
That's
like,
what you have, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
so pretty crazy stuff. We actually got hit with a cease and desist.
Oh.
From who?
Yeah,
From
because-
who?
From a company, I think it was called like Epic Clothing or something. We were Epic Apparel, and they were, so it was like way too similar. So we had
God.
and then we had one really big party. We were throwing parties as well to kind of make money as well as like
Throwing a
promotional.
kegger just to like make a few $100 to like buy
100%,
some
like
ink.
snowboard
To
comps.
pay for the keg.
Yeah, and
Just
then
to
our
make the
last
keg,
one
yeah.
just tanked, and it like rained, and no one showed up, and we like lost all our money, and that was the end of the company.
The company went down because say that again. The company went down because of a failed kegger.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, absolutely. This was like in like grade 11 or something like that. It was wild.
In grade
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
so-
this was like college days or something. Like,
It was crazy, and like the quality was so bad. Like pretty wild stuff.
That's probably why you got a cease and desist, is because the Epic Clothing were like, we don't want to be associated with this at all.
Honestly, probably.
Minors having alcohol.
But yeah, big shout out to my old Epic Apparel crew boys. If you guys are out there listening, man, that was some wild times for
God.
sure.
Oh god.
But back to you guys doing a lot of community work. I know one of your big things that you do is around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Can we talk a bit about that?
Yeah, sure.
Turkey drive.
Yeah, we had this turkey drive, and it actually started the first year of COVID
Yeah.
pandemic. It was because, the year before that, they had a Christmas parade. We were in it, so we lit up our Jeep and our trailer.
Okay,
And,
hula hoops and the
yeah.
ninja.
yeah,
you were
yeah.
the Lego
Oh,
man.
But yeah, big shout out for True North Christmas Lights too, because I actually have a sponsor for that. Who, like, when as a kid, you're like, oh yeah, I want a snowboard sponsor or whatever, but now I have a Christmas tree light sponsor company, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
What?
Yeah, so we
You
had,
do?
yeah,
I didn't know that. Oh my god.
Christmas light. That's why we have all those Christmas lights.
Oh no.
Because we
shit.
have,
There is a lot
it's
of
like
Christmas
3,000 or
lights.
5,000
Have you
dollars
seen a
worth of
picture
Christmas
of
lights.
it? Like it was
Yeah.
decked out.
Oh,
Yeah, we
I've
had the
seen it,
brightest,
for sure.
float in the parade, and then COVID happened. The parade got canceled,
Mhm.
and basically, I just wanted to drive around on Christmas lights in my
Yeah,
truck
yeah.
and legally get away with it when the cops pull me over, and they do pull me over.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
But yeah, we started dropping off that year. The first year, we had 19 hampers,
Yeah.
and
And
basically, I
we
took.
were driving around and
Yeah, we're
delivering
driving
them.
around too,
Yeah.
and we had people that we're delivering to. But we normally spend money on Facebook ads and all that shit. But because of the pandemic, we're like, yeah, no one's gonna buy anything, so let's just take that money that we would have spent on these ads and just do something different with it. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so we bought 19 meals. They were full meals. We would have like a full turkey. You get all potatoes, carrots, gravy. You still have to cook it yourself, right?
Yeah, oh,
But
yeah.
everything was
Mhm.
in there. So we were rocking up to these people's houses during COVID. People would open up their garage door. We would come out and drop off these hampers in their garage. They shut
Yeah.
the garage door.
Oh, that's
Amazing.
awesome.
We were scared shitless
That was
back
crazy
then.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because we weren't, this was during the lockdown. We weren't supposed to be out and all that stuff. So, we were going to say if someone said something, we'd be like, hey, we're essential workers. We're delivering food.
Yeah.
And at that
For
time,
sure.
which we were allowed to.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And we were saying that we're performers because we had our mascot
Yeah,
out. Everybody
yeah.
was dressed up and
Yeah. Oh,
performers were still allowed out. So,
Yeah.
That's
so we
right,
could have
yeah.
found the loophole.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that
Yeah.
worked out all right.
I mean,
But then every year it got bigger and bigger. And then
Well, it went from
Last
those
year,
19
yeah.
to like 60 or something.
and then
Yeah,
last
then-
year we did 170
yeah, like
hampers.
I remember
You did
seeing the post from last year.
170.
170 hampers.
And it
100,
fed
600
like
people.
over
Yeah.
600 people.
No, it was,
yeah.
maybe, it was over 1,000.
Oh,
Over, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because
It was
like when
10 it was
we,
1050 when we calculated it.
Because when we hand out the
Wow.
baskets to people,
So I
we
was
would
like-
ask like how many people will be like participating in your meal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
So-
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's 10% of almost the population of Banff, I would say.
Crazy.
Well,
But
it's
we
like-
couldn't do it without all the sponsors too. Like we had lots
Banff
of people.
Food Rescue,
So many.
like they
Everybody
let us
dropped
use their
money.
kitchen.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in 2
Yeah.
weeks that we started doing this, we raised $13,500
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And a lot of it
Nutty,
was
hey?
like small businesses in town and like individual donors. And our
Yeah,
biggest thing
lots of
was is
people.
like small businesses as a whole. Like we're not able to build or give back to the community in those huge ways. So it was just a really nice thing as like a small business and other small businesses
No doubt.
and individual owners.
Everyone
Donors, sorry.
was so happy to participate.
It
Yeah.
was unreal. It was
Like the response was
Yeah.
just crazy.
Basically, we only
Yeah.
allowed like small business to be a part of it. The only one that was a big one was Domino's. And the only reason
Yeah.
why we let them was, they play a huge part in our community too.
Yeah.
For sure.
They do donate a lot of fundraising. And
they
so
fed our
we felt they
volunteers.
felt,
yeah,
they,
that's right.
Yeah.
we felt they kind of matched our vibe and whatnot. But
Yeah. They fed all
everybody
of our
else was all
volunteers.
small companies in town that donated.
Free pizzas.
Yeah, even
But-
Banff Airport, we were close to our big goal, and Banff Airport came
And
to
the
us and like,
firefighters.
we're gonna give $1,000 if someone can match it. And as soon as we made that announcement, not even like 2 hours,
No,
not even 2 hours, the Banff Fire Department came
Yeah.
over with a check,
the firefighters.
and they said we're gonna
Association.
match it.
and I couldn't believe that because those checks you need 3 people to sign on.
Yeah.
And within those 2 hours, they found all the paperwork and all that.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Off
Wow.
we go.
It's
That's crazy.
unreal.
Yeah.
Especially out
Yeah.
here too, because like around Christmas, it's like everybody knows it's like the Banff like orphan Christmas. Like you just
Mhm.
For
you
sure.
have dinner with your Banff family and that's it. And
Yep.
for a lot of new people here, that aren't super social and don't go to the bar every night and hang out with people, they might not, have a shitload of people to hang out with.
It's a very great point.
And like it's a place where people come here from literally everywhere. So to have someone reach out and like make your Christmas just a little bit better when you're kind of stuck here with a fucking suitcase and a backpack and nothing to do on
Yeah.
Christmas, you know what I mean?
All
So
of my orphan Christmases
You have a
have been,
suitcase?
all of my orphan Christmases have been at your house.
That's
Like,
it.
you would
Nice.
host like these huge. We would deep fry a big turkey.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and there was like probably 20 of us there, like
Yeah.
pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a very good point. Like, no one really has family here, right? We're all from somewhere else. We come here to Banff and we kind
Yeah.
of make our family
Yeah.
as our friends that we choose to
Yeah,
spend
totally.
our time
That's
with.
why I
you
think
know?
like
So-
in Banff, when something does happen and shit hits the fan, everybody as a community
Rallies
gets
together.
in and
Yeah.
helps each other out. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
More of it.
Absolutely.
And like I would say that this year, what was like that was different from there was people still dealing with food insecurities from COVID and not having jobs and being laid off and all those things. But this year with like having your grocery prices and your rents being raised and everyone
Oh, yeah.
like I was the only one that actually went through all of the forms that were like all the applications and whatnot. And it was really sad to see how much of our community was struggling about not thinking, like the amount of people that were like, I don't think I'm going to get a Christmas dinner or a holiday dinner.
For
Even
sure.
people there was this one guy he caught us on video he was like looking at the Christmas lights and he was
Oh,
the
yeah.
last meal we gave
Oh
away.
yeah, it's
It's
like
on-
at the end when we finished
Oh.
it all, we
Yeah.
had a few to hand out, like because we had extra
Oh, yeah,
people who didn't
Mhm.
show up or something.
Okay.
Just drive
Yeah.
around
So-
randomly and and it sounds
Oh.
hard. It's harder than you think. We just
But it's
drive
so much
randomly
fun.
and look for someone who feels, oh yeah, this guy deserves it, or
And
this guy's
everyone's like,
looking
no,
sad.
no,
Yeah.
please, no, it's not like give
Yeah.
it to someone else. And we're just like,
yeah.
we tried. So here.
And the last guy, he actually caught it on video of us giving, and he was like so shocked. And he was like, honestly, I didn't think we were gonna have like a holiday meal this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
And you're just like, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, it felt like your heart just like it's so nice to work for a company that allows me to be able to give back to my community that I love
Totally.
so much.
Yeah, no
Like,
doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's,
so fun.
yeah.
that's amazing. And then, like, I think that's part of why everybody gets behind you guys like so wholeheartedly is because they know like
No, exactly,
you're just
yeah.
down to earth. Like at the end of the day, you're just fucking good people, right?
Yeah.
So like I think
And then you were
It's-
asking earlier about what differs between online and brick and mortar. Well, here you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
100%.
We're
Like,
here. We
it's-
put back money in the community, and we put back over probably since day one from the market over $110,000 back into
Jesus.
the community. So
And that's a
nuts.
super good point. As locals, we have the chance to give back to the community, whereas tourists come and just seem to take from our community sometimes, As much
Or
as
they
we
leave
leave
garbage
here,
and go in the overheard person.
Yeah.
100%. We're gonna get to
We'll
that.
get there, Jim. We'll get there.
I'm fired
Oh, sorry,
up
I'm
about
jumping
it.
the gun.
We're all
No.
fired up now.
I got a little, we're fired up about a few things later on. Anyways, we'll get to that in
God.
just a moment. If anyone wants to get involved with your effort fundraising around Christmas time, because it is a very needed resource. And like you said, a lot of people go without at that time of the year. It's one of the busiest times of year for a lot of the people that work here in Banff
Yeah.
as well.
Oh,
So
100%.
heck
you
yeah.
This
can't
is
get
only
time
gonna grow.
off, and you're working. Honestly, it's a pretty difficult time to work for some people. It's like first couple
Yeah.
of years,
Yeah, I
it's,
could see
it's
that,
very
yeah.
difficult. Mental health, a very big issue around that time of the year.
Like,
You're
Oh,
away from your
definitely.
family.
Yeah.
It's dark.
Definitely.
It's dark really
You're
early.
on blackout periods. You better not take some time off. How dare you
Yeah,
leave me
really,
here
though.
for Boxing Day?
We know who you're
100%.
talking. We know. We
Yeah.
all
Or
know
you're
who we're talking
fired.
about.
So yeah, I want to give you guys a big thank you. How can people get involved to help you out this coming Christmas?
Yeah, just when you see us asking for volunteers, just hit us up on our social media, drop by our store and whatnot. But yeah, usually we have a whole handful of people that come out and help out. We get lots of people who have received packages in the past too.
Cool.
They'll come and just help out as a return.
Cool.
Some of those people donate as well, but we'll have some more once the time hits. Yeah.
So it's like you can either choose to apply for yourself or you can apply.
For
Is that
others
how-
as
is
well.
that how
yeah.
it works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Then did most of the organization for it.
Yeah, this year it was me that was really
So like, how
It
did the
was mostly
applications
Kylie.
work? Oh my gosh, it was the
Um,
most organized. Like I've been doing it with them every year, and it was the most organized ever. Like
probably a
something-
bit too organized.
Well,
This-
yeah, I mean,
this
it's got to be a
woman
lot
here.
of work for sure.
Oh my
I
gosh.
Yeah.
understand all the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think
hats
that
off
that
to
thing
you.
was like, we were like thinking, because we thought there was going to be so much, and we want to make sure that it was getting to people that were suffering from food insecurity at the time, and made sure like it wasn't, we just didn't want like food, like we want to make sure it was getting food into the hands of people who really needed it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we went through the town of Banff gave us a hand with community services with their Banff Access program.
Cool.
And so we had 2 tiers, and the amount of support we had from our community, we were able to apply. Like everybody that applied, everyone got
Got it,
a
yeah.
meal as long as you
Amazing.
like you.
Cool.
No one got turned down.
no one
That's
got turned
cool.
down.
That's
Like except
cool.
for the people that like might have not shown.
There
or there
was
was like
like
a few
40
couple.
no shows though, which sucked. But
Yeah, which sucked, but
Yeah.
we were
We
able to
redonated
get.
them,
Yeah,
yeah.
we were able to give it to the I forget the Bow Valley. Not
No,
the
no,
food
no.
network. The
we
home-
bought stuff for those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
that
yeah.
as well. But it was just
No,
like
we gave it to people who were waiting for the Banff Food Rescue
yeah,
that,
that
night.
too, that too.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then we
Oh,
gave
cool.
a lot back in our
Oh yeah, all the
drive.
volunteers
Yeah.
got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was unreal. And then
And he has
Yeah.
choice. Vegan.
yeah, I made sure there was
dinner.
like vegan,
Ham
vegetarian.
Oh, I saw that this year. I
breakfast,
saw that. This
like-
year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
was
we were
cool.
able to like everyone got meals. We had so many more people we were able to give meals out to.
Yeah.
And we also have
Yeah.
a bit of a reserve for next year too. So
Oh,
Amazing.
sick.
That funny
That's
part
awesome.
too. That day we didn't want to bring all these turkeys down. And 170 turkey ham. So we're like, fuck it. We'll just park our trailer in the back alley at Pup and Tap. If we get a ticket, we get a ticket. Whatever, I don't care.
And the police showed up.
And then the police showed up. We're like,
We're like,
ah, shit, the police is here.
But they were actually there
Yeah.
to support.
Yeah, the police came down. They're
Oh,
like,
nice.
yeah, the sergeant told us to come down here and help you guys out. We're like,
Oh, that's
"Sweet."
cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We were like, actually, we have plenty of help. We're fine. Thanks, though.
Yeah, but they hung out and chilled, and we made jokes with the kids. Oh yeah, these guys are guarding the turkeys.
Just like hook them up. Be like, buddy, you guard these turkeys. I'll hook you one. How about I hook you 2 turkeys if you sit here and guard these?
You said earlier when you were driving around in your car, decked out
yeah.
and all the lights, you got pulled over. Did
Oh
you
yeah,
have
I
Not
got
any-
pulled
this
over a few
year.
times.
Did you
Yeah.
catch any heat from that? What's
No,
the?
I got pulled
this year,
over. The first time was basically buddy was like, "Oh, this is all illegal." I'm like, "Hey, this is what we do." Show me. All right. No. He's like, "I'm not opposed to the lights, but just to let you know, they're illegal. You're not supposed to be doing that."
Okay, fair.
So just so you know, like, if you get pulled over another time, someone might take it. I'm like, all right, no problem. And then as he's finishing off, I said to him, like, just to clarify, as I drive away from you, do you want me to turn off my lights or keep them on? just so we know.
You're
And
like,
then
wait,
he
you did.
just
you-
smiles.
So I
He's
get,
like,
like, 2
I said
feet.
to you, I'm not opposed to them.
Amazing. Very heartwarming.
He's
But I
like-
guess it'd be a shitty deal too for them to give me a ticket and then if we're trying to do something good. And,
for sure.
It's bad
No
news
one
for them
wants
too, right?
And you're driving literally under 30. You're not going on the highway.
You're not ripping that thing down the highway with lights, strings of lights coming
down
off.
Bath Avenue.
We're stopping to hand out the turkeys.
Drag race down Bath Avenue.
We're not chucking
We're not
turkeys.
just chucking frozen turkeys at people.
It's like Paperboy for Super Nintendo. You just ride down the street and someone's in the back of the Jeep just firing, just rifling turkeys
Merry
off
Christmas.
the back.
Instead of a t-shirt cannon, we have a turkey cannon.
Merry Christmas! This one's come through the front door. Oh yeah, like 300 mile an hour frozen turkey. That'd be crazy, dude. You'd be
Sorry, ideas for next year. Turkey cannon.
Yeah, I gotta write that one down.
No doubt. Oh god. What's next for you guys? What's next on the chopping block? What's big? What's happening? What's in the works? Any inside trading deals you can hook me on stocks or
as
Don't
Jim's
buy stock, that's my
representative, as Jim's legal representative, he currently can't say due to an NDA. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, what is next?
I have no
We're just
idea.
like always growing.
No?
Like every
We're just gonna
freaking
wing
day,
it.
we're learning.
Yeah.
Like even though he's been in the business for however long, like he's always learning.
Yeah,
I think it's just graphic design, print shop, the machines.
Like technical stuff.
Yeah, technology is always advancing, and
How to get better as like a team and as a business, and how we can just
the
like.
technology. We're growing as a team.
Yeah.
Well,
For sure.
Sorry, how did you want your business? What's the future for your business? Sorry, we were answering.
Yeah, sorry. I mean,
No, I'm happy with this. It's our business.
Well, I personally remember like you didn't even have a shop, and then you did a couple pop-ups like randomly. I remember you had a few around. You had another location in the same spot
Yeah.
across the hall there, and then where was there?
Under
was
the
another one?
stairs in Bear Street.
Well, the location that we're in now is actually the COVID center.
Yes.
That's what it
my
was.
God.
Oh, was
Yeah.
it?
It was the COVID testing center.
They
You go
moved
there
on
and pay,
so
like,
They moved
fast.
it fast.
And
When
we-
they said they didn't need the test anymore, like I think it was 5:00 the announcement was made, and 7 they were gone.
Yeah.
And then we finally got the spot. We started opening up with these covers. There was like hundreds
Full.
of like COVID testing things in there.
Like
Oh,
We were like
swabs
giving them
and
that.
tests.
But here, you buy a
and-
t-shirt. Here's a COVID test for free.
You just jump it in.
I-
Just toss it in there nonchalant. Oh, yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
What a wild time that
Because that's where
was.
we're set up now.
Oh,
So
God.
funny.
Good God, that's funny.
Like hundreds.
Oh, yeah,
Like
there's
boxes
lots.
and boxes.
Boxes and
Crazy.
boxes.
You know what? We still have some, and we use the nose swabs.
Yeah.
And we
Cleaning
use them to
equipment.
clean out our like embroidery machine. Clean ones. Okay, clean ones.
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah,
clean
yeah.
like little itty bitty parts of our embroidery machines.
What a strange time, like to jump into business to capitalize on the testing. But
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't knock people that did it. I guess it was a needed service at the
Yeah.
time.
People jump
For
on
sure.
that.
Super strange.
Yeah.
Well, and we
I
have
hope,
so
like,
many
So
Q-tips
strange,
that
right?
if it happens again, we are ready to go. To go as Defending Awesome /
Look, we can
testing
support
center.
the community
You
in
just
many
don't-
ways.
Yeah.
Okay?
You just open up like nothing ever happened. They're like, "What's with all the T-shirts in the testing place, man? It's weird." Like,
that
Another
is
interesting story
amazing.
with the COVID too was basically during the first lockdown too. We didn't know what we're gonna do, all this stuff. So we started making all these COVID signage and stickers too, and we just got local businesses to donate to the Banff Food Rescue because at that time they didn't have any food.
right.
All the hotels were closed, all the supermarkets weren't sure. So
Yeah, no one
I
was
think
working.
in the short time that during the first lockdown, I think we raised like almost $5,000 for those guys. And we're just telling business, hey, you want floor stickers? Here's Banff Food Rescue's direct deposit.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
We're not going to charge for it. Just drop some money in here.
That's awesome.
So at
dude.
that point in time, those guys had like almost 200 people at the line. Like they were
Oh, I
lined up
remember that, dude. It would
down into the Bear Street parking lot.
during,
it was
uh,
crazy.
big
Yeah.
during COVID. That was
Yeah.
a much needed resource. I mean, nobody was working. I think
Yeah.
I knew some of the boys in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And, like,
Doing like takeout and stuff.
Yeah, a couple of the guys at the liquor store, and like that was like
Yeah.
90,
Essential
what was
workers.
it, like 95, 96% of town was laid off here in like
Yeah, pretty
within a
much, yeah.
weekend.
It was a very weird time. For those that don't know as well, the Banff Food Rescue is a service here in town where they rescue food that will become waste and donate it back out to the community. I actually had to go there, chose to go there. When I got laid off when the Mount Royal burnt down. So I worked at the Tony Roma's when that fire happened.
I think
And-
now it's like a $7 or $10 donation around there. and
100%.
It's only if you can afford it, or it's those guys run on a lot of commercial rent. They're all
exactly,
volunteers
yeah.
and stuff. So
Big time.
yeah,
So,
they got to pay for that space
And
too.
they're Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can see what they have going on their Banff Facebook page, as well as like if there's any individuals that are in need. Alana's been unreal for all the things that she does, like behind the scenes too. Is just insane. Like she told me all the stuff she does, and I'm like, on top of what you're already doing, like how?
And then these two like working together, like it's recipes.
And the food rescue too. Like some people think it's like, oh yeah, food insecurities, I need it. No, it's basically rescuing food. It's not
going to waste.
Yeah,
you don't want it to go to waste.
So people shouldn't go down there and feel bad about getting stuff or whatnot.
Way.
It's if you want to. Get some pretty good stuff down there, some veggies.
Oh, you can get some haul,
Nothing like that $8 salad. You see the $2 off sticker, you're like, okay, I'm going to go to Food Rescue on Friday. I'm getting that salad. I'm not paying for that. I'm going to get it.
And I think actually one of the posts on Overheard or maybe Bow Valley Network, there was someone again that was going off about like the ribeye prices at Save On in Canmore or whatever. And I mean, that is a great option. People want to boycott the grocery stores. People want to change the way food is being provided to us. This is kind of a way to do it by going to these programs and supporting these programs in any way that you can.
That or all of us just combine together and we just buy a whole cow.
I got a couple buddies that do that. They will buy directly from a farmer. I'm a big fan of the egg lady myself. I purchased my meats and eggs directly from her, delivered right to my door.
The egg
mentioned
lady,
her before. Tried to get her on the pod, but she's definitely a busy lady. So we're still waiting on updates from that. But hit us up on a DM if you do want some tips on how to source food from alternative options in the grocery stores.
Bow Valley Food Alliance, as well as the Good Food Box. There's so many resources.
The Good Food Box is really good too. That one, it's a lot of people think it's that online subscription you see commercials for, but it's actually Bow Valley Good Food Box. It's something that's completely different. I think it's $20, and they do it once a month. You get 2 big bags of produce. Really good value for.
Amazing. So if anyone needs more information, DM us. Should definitely give a follow to the Defending Awesome Facebook page, Instagram. You can DM them. We can point you in the right direction to some more healthier, I want to say. I don't know, some more affordable food options for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I know the eggs from the egg lady, like the yolks are
they're
golden.
fire. Yeah.
You go to the grocery store, get these white yolks. It's like I can't do it.
What's your coop situation like? What kind of coop is this? Is it an indoor outdoor coop? We're talking free range.
It's gotta be free range.
They gotta be free range.
So the way it was explained to me, right? The whiter eggs that you're getting from the grocery store, those chickens are fed only grain. So chickens are omnivores. They eat bugs and worms and different little crickets and stuff. Like
she's getting a cricket diet.
Exactly.
The cricket diet.
They're eating their natural diet. They're not just being fed grain in an industrial facility. So I think that's like the taste. You can tell these eggs are.
Have you been to like New Zealand or Australia and tried to look for eggs on the shelf?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
on the shelf, not like a shelf in the fridge.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, it does not have to be refrigerated. It's just like what we do here in Canada.
It's because I think it's something where they when they bleach the shells or they wash the shells with a chemical that makes it so it doesn't.
Well, like once you refrigerate eggs, they have to stay refrigerated. So maybe like they're just trying to keep I don't know. But I was like, we were looking for my partner's mom wanted eggs. I was like, where are they? And then it's like beside the cereal. I'm like, why is this here?
Pretty wild
stuff. Can we eat
for
this?
Sure.
Are we? Yeah, like, sir, your eggs are on the shelf. Like, yeah. What of it? It's like, cool.
But they would just think I'm American at that point. They'd be like, oh wow, the Americans complaining about the eggs again.
Oh God, yeah. But yeah, we'll get to the bottom of that with the egg lady. Hopefully one day for sure. One last question for you guys before we move on to some Overheard and Banff posts and some online content here. What are your thoughts on the Banff Ave pedestrian closure?
Heated question. Loaded question.
Honestly,
loaded.
Your opinion is your own. We're all entitled to our own opinion, whether you're for or against it. What do you think?
I don't know. I like it, but just like anybody else, the traffic needs to be solved for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh!
The first day that they opened this thing, the bridge was still under construction.
Yeah,
like couldn't you have waited till the bridge was completely done? I had to do a drop off at Banff Trading Post. So I went home to get my truck. I was on 100 block Grizzly Street.
Yeah, I know where you guys' place is.
Drove all the way to the
Sorry,
Banff
Jim,
Trading
did you know
Post.
Was it?
You stalking me?
No, Jerry.
Sorry.
Jerry used to-
He's put a pin on this thing on this podcast after this is his house.
I used to borrow audio stuff from Jerry all the time, and he's like,
Oh, yeah.
"It's in the blue bin."
Yeah,
I'm
That makes
like,
a little bit.
Gotcha. Actually, the interface.
okay.
The interface that we're recording on right now, he left it out there, and I think this would have been July, August, maybe. I picked it up out of that bin, and it was so fucking hot. I was like, I don't know if this thing's gonna work when I get it home, but it was awesome. But,
Nice.
yeah.
It's clearly working now for sure. Big
Do you
shout
do
out.
Trading Post and then where?
Oh yeah, so when I drove from Grizzly Street, I had to go down to across the bridge. I couldn't turn at the bridge,
Nope.
so I had to drive all the way up to the Banff Springs, down to the Bull Falls, and back around to the Trading Post. And then I went
Oh,
back
yeah.
around to go to the industrial, and came back, and that took 57 minutes.
Wow.
Percent. That's crazy.
Yeah,
To go
that's crazy.
like 57 minutes ago somewhere. How far would that like total?
Normally taking like 10, 15 minutes.
total drive, maybe what, 10 kilometers?
Yeah.
15 kilometers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's
1 hour. Mental.
Yeah.
I live in the 100 block of Beaver Street, so it's like I can.
Oh, yeah.
It's just backed up the entire day.
The whole
The
day.
entire day.
What's that done to your quality of life?
Nothing. I love watching the people get mad at each other. It is some quality entertainment, I gotta say.
Seeing the bright side of it.
So you can have your own podcast from your balcony. Just
Yeah,
recording
yeah.
this
Oh my
stuff.
parking idiot. We could do a spin
Overheard
off.
versus Overwatch.
There you go.
Honestly,
We could do a crossover, just parking idiots.
There we go.
Yeah, a little short.
Let's do
There's
that.
there's a hilarious Instagram we're gonna get to in a bit that I'm gonna
Oh,
shout out
yes,
that I
right.
found that touches on this heavily.
Mm.
Yeah, but we'll get there in a second. First, we're going to talk about a little bit what's going on with the Banff Ave pedestrian closure. So we've covered before. We did an episode with Bunny Julius, one of the owners of Melissa's. He was part of the plebiscite to basically bring it to a vote on whether they can continue with closing Banff Ave for pedestrians or to reopen it to traffic in the
Right.
summertime. Now, last week at the Town of Banff meeting, I believe on May May
Last Monday.
12th, May 12th, May 13th.
Yeah,
May
yeah.
12th.
Yeah.
So they read it into law, and we will have a vote coming up. That's going to be on August 12th. Now,
Halfway through the summer.
100%.
Yeah,
now,
Mostly through the summer.
I have a few things to touch on this. Now, in the town meeting, they're coming up with all these reasons of why they have to push it back. They have to extend it to the maximum time allowed by them. They knew this plebiscite was in effect months ago. They've pushed it back as much as possible, dragged their heels on purpose in order to have the pedestrian area this summer, basically, to just try to avoid the townspeople vote. Now, 11.5% of the townspeople have already voted in this plebiscite to have this closed, right? I am one of them. I voted. I want to vote on this scenario. I want the townspeople to have their say.
What did you vote, Dan?
Well, the vote hasn't happened yet. It's going to be
Oh.
on August 12th, but I had my name down on the petition.
Oh, are you
to
still
bring it to a vote.
mulling it over?
I'm
Or you know what
not
you're
mulling
doing?
it over. I definitely know what my vote is. I'm
You
going to
know-
vote to reopen Banff Ave just because I don't think the negatives outweigh the positives. I think it's finally asking the right people in this thing. Town of Banff, love them to death, but you can ask all the tourists you want in the pedestrian zone, say on a Saturday afternoon. You can get all the responses that you want from them. They choose to come here and experience this. Of course, we choose to live here, but we live here full time. You know what I mean? Like, you're bringing up the traffic issues. You're bringing up getting around town, taking an hour of your day to get around this tiny town, which is mental. So bring it up to the townspeople. If the people that live here want it, they can vote for it.
Listen,
Yeah.
So I think it might bite the town in the butt a little bit, pushing it back so far, because there's already been a lot of negatives, which we're going to touch on in a little bit. And these are all going to be fresh in our minds when we go to vote on August 12th.
Yeah. that's
Well,
like
and also
another-
we're going into like a summer season where you're going to probably be seeing some record-breaking numbers that'll be coming through.
for sure.
oh my God. It's
yeah.
only going to keep growing.
Because I remember, because we've all been here for how long now, and like pre-COVID summers, it's just absolute insanity. So I feel like we're just going to be seeing a lot more of that. And and we haven't had it open since 2019. We don't know remember what it was like beforehand.
Right.
And there's many people who have not
experienced it as well. So I feel
who
like
are now
it's kind of hard
community.
for some people to vote on it when they just moved here. They might not know what it was like, and they see the benefits. And the thing is like I love the pedestrian zone. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy having that space to be away from the huge crowds and whatnot.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I think as a town as a whole, we need to look at some better solutions on how we can operate as a town to make sure it's enjoyable for our residents as well as our tourists, and we should be working together. And I think that's the biggest thing is like, if you ask everyone, you would say, even though you voted no, you enjoy the pedestrian zone.
I'm not opposed to a pedestrian zone.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think that Banff Ave, where they're doing it, is not the most ideal place.
So it's just like about finding solutions.
The funny thing behind that is, back in the day, they spent millions and millions of dollars on Bear Street. Again, that goes back to COVID times too,
right?
Where all those businesses suffer, but they spent millions of dollars on there. Then no, you close Banff Ave, and so where did all that work go to?
See, I was in that boat as well, right?
Yeah,
I was thinking like, why can't that be used? And then the issue with that is that it blocks off parking for residents as well as tourists. It blocks off paid parking. Yada yada. That idea is just shut down.
But that's
for some
just
reason.
Back to the parking issue and like the how many cars are
the
in the
main
park
issue is all the traffic.
And it's like it's just it's all related. You can't.
Something's got to give.
Yeah.
And,
it's not given. It's just more. All these companies need to start working together. The Gondola, Springs, Rimrock.
Right.
We all need to work together as a community instead of being
fighting everything,
being individual and only for the what you want as like. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if everyone else has felt this too, but after COVID, like you're not seeing people giving and being kind, taking that second to say hello to people, or like
it's
there's like
not as prevalent as it used to be.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people are kind of more self-centered and like more like this is going on in my life, and I can't have any time for anybody else around me. And I think that's reflecting on a lot of decisions that are happening.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
totally.
I think that's a good way to put it for sure. I think Bunny said in his episode, he's like, I can be a business person. Like, because I asked him this question. It was like the really hard hitting one. I was like, as a business owner, like you stand to gain money from having more patio space on Banff Ave. And he's one of the main voices to reopen it against. He doesn't want that space. He's like, well, I can do what's best for my business, or I can do what's best for the town and what I think is best for the people in my community. And I think that's it. And it's that's why I want to have this conversation. Like, I always want to preface it with the idea that like more thoughts in the bucket is going to come out with a better product at the end.
Right. Like you can't just have the same few people going, this is how it is in town. This is how it is in town. It's like, well, fuck, man. Like there are people, pardon my French, that live here. Like,
absolutely.
Like,
at the end of the day,
residential area across the bridge.
Quite a few homes here. Like, if you didn't know this or not, but like, there's still communities. There are 2 schools. There are families. Like, people have to. At the end of the day, like, yes, it is a tourist town, and we need them. But like, to what capacity are we willing to give up our like just general peace of mind to have them here?
Seen like tourists are talking about how they don't come to Banff now.
No.
They're like, I don't want to deal with that traffic. And like I've seen that on like the Hike Alberta or something like that.
For sure.
And I just saw people that are like, no, I'm going to avoid Banff because I have to deal with this.
Or you could literally parking lot for every shuttle.
Honestly, I was going to work on Sunday long weekend, and that whole parking lot was full. And even where there wasn't parking, all along the border was full. Now, again, which brings me to another point, the train station redevelopment plan would bring more parking to that area. That would be a great place to have people walk around and revitalize kind of the train station area. Now, there is the question of the ecological footprint, which is still being explored at the moment. But I do have a contact for that. So maybe we should do an episode on them fully.
Yeah, we could.
But yeah, I don't know. My whole point with this is with the whole Banff Ave pedestrian closure, like they're finally asking the people that matter. Like I know there's a lot of people that are here on working holiday permits and that are here visiting. Unfortunately, like
those aren't the people that are going to vote on that anyway.
You don't get to
you know what I
be
mean?
involved in legislature if you're here as a tourist, unfortunately. Like, so I think having that conversation and getting out and voting on August 12th and letting your
and there's
going to
be like earlier polls and everything like that.
100%. They got to figure out the wording for it. There's a few things that are going to happen. But yeah, I don't know. I personally think the negatives are pretty heavy. But everyone has their opinion.
Yeah, we've
Let's
had it.
move.
We've had it both ways. Like it's
For
just
sure.
been flip flop. Like
It's, yeah, like I
if you ask
can't really
everyone,
say I
it's-
feel stronger than the other. You know, like
Yeah.
it's, I feel for the safety across the bridge, especially
right.
and traffic, and everything. But it's
Arguably,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, because years and years ago, we always wanted to be like Whistler. 'Cause they had to close roads, and
Yeah.
people wanted that forever, right?
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why don't we close our downtown? Just like Whistler did, and it was a good vibe in Whistler, and same thing. I think it brings for us, and I enjoy walking down there and seeing
Yeah.
kids ride skateboards freely, and
Yeah, it's sweet.
yeah.
very
But-
strong.
That's what they
Pedestrian
built.
zone.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
That's what
like-
they built it.
So
for.
hey, some great ideas.
But at the end of the day, it's just the traffic they got to solve, and that's it.
It's
For
yeah,
That's
it's
sure,
where it
just-
comes
for
down.
sure.
The only thing.
Again, like stopping people using public transit, I think, and from what I gather, that's what the train station redevelopment plan is about stopping people at that entrance
Shuttling
of
them.
town with more parking, that big parking lot that they have there. It's been not approved, but talks of it have been approved to do multi-level parking in those
Oh.
locations.
Okay.
So again, these talks are being had. There is hopefully some
that-
relief on the horizon.
Isn't
for
that
sure.
what they were doing with the walking tours of like housing stuff? They were talking about how if we want to get rid of the restriction of 4 floors or more.
Yep. So
Ooh.
Town of Banff
right.
has gotten rid of tons of restrictions for building additions and stuff onto existing properties, and like
They removed the 4th floor one.
Yeah.
Not yet. I
No,
think
I
they're
think
they were
talking
talking
about it.
Is
Yeah.
what I heard.
So,
through the
again,
That could be
grapevine, but-
bad too if they do that. You'll have
Yeah.
big
Oh,
complexes you can't see. Rondo,
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be within reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
even
The
one more
aesthetic of
floor,
the
like
town.
even
Maybe
if,
5
Yeah.
floors.
even if you could do like 4 or 5 stories,
4 and a
like,
half.
Yeah.
in the right
4 and a
location,
half.
you
For
know what I mean?
children.
Like,
Half people.
I could see that, but then you're gonna
What is
this,
run
the
into
house
hotels.
for
Dude. Who knows?
That's basically what they are. Oh my god.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll talk about that another time. We should probably move on to some posts. What do you think, Matt?
I'm into it. We got quite a few bangers today. There's
Let's do
some talented photographers in Banff this week.
Oh,
on
baby,
the old,
we got some
OHIP page here.
wild stuff
Oh,
coming
bow
for you here.
balls? Or?
we
We're
just
gonna
got-
talk about that.
I love it.
don't
Look at
don't
this
worry, we got a few
ball.
for you here. Alrighty, let's see what we got first here. What have we got? Oh, this is nice.
Very on topic.
Very on topic. So this one basically reads, I don't care which side of the ped zone coin you're on.
Yeah.
This is disgusting. And it was a picture, obviously, after
Long
the
weekend.
long weekend here. And it's just
War
it's
zone.
fucked. It's
War
like a war
zone.
zone downtown. Like, I get it at an amusement park, but this is not cool in a national park. And that's out there all night, every night, right? So
Mhm.
And you can be like, as a local, you can be as wasted as you want. I'm always gonna find a freaking garbage can.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
How
yeah,
many
same.
freaking garbage cans
Yeah.
are there?
It's just it's nuts. There's
Let's
one
be
every 20
honest.
feet.
Let's be honest with this here. I'm hoping it's not our viewers that are leaving stuff behind. But one important thing
We will
to
find
notice-
you if you are a viewer and you are littering. They will find you, and yeah, because of you
Ridicule
said you had
you.
some Finder stuff on Twitch, right? Yeah.
Well, I noticed a lot of those napkins are the same color, and I don't want to point the finger, but they are from a
Starts
business
with an
right
M.
up the road from where this picture was taken, and we'll leave it
doubt.
at that. But yeah, again, this is one of the effects of the pedestrian closure.
I'm surprised the town doesn't have anything where some of these businesses, should be going out there and helping up and cleaning up some of these too.
100%
Yeah.
should be held accountable,
Yeah.
definitely.
At the end of their
Um,
shift, when I used to work at McDonald's, you had to go in the parking lot and clean up all the.
Yeah.
Garbage in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
I remember that.
How-
Yeah,
how come? Why can't these businesses also do the same?
I think these are from a business that starts with a B. That's
Yeah,
all
that's the
I'll
one I
say.
said.
And
Yeah.
there's no garbage in that business for their patrons.
Actually, I've never noticed.
There isn't.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Sorry,
No,
where?
there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
But at least they're not using bags.
Gotcha. Yes.
Wow.
Totally.
That's great.
So
No,
yeah,
great.
again, this is one of the products of pedestrian closure. Hopefully we can get this figured out. Now there are people that are paid for by the town to go and clean this up. But again, this shouldn't be happening in the first place, being left overnight for animals to come in and scavenge.
Yeah, 100%.
Coyotes
Oh,
coming
yeah,
into
yeah.
town. We've all seen them late
But this
night.
isn't even like the
It's-
half of it.
yeah, it's
Like, do you know how many
all-
dirty
Yeah, this is-
diapers I see
It's
now?
all just food
Oh my
garbage.
god!
So
Yeah,
many
like even on
diapers.
Beaver Street, like
Right in front
there's
of your
been
house.
diapers just chucked on the side of the
Insane.
road. Like,
Insane. Anyways, moving on.
bleh.
Oh, this one's great. Actually, I really dig this one. Hey, you want to get this one, Dan?
So this one, you got Kramer washing lettuce in the shower on the phone, drinking a Budweiser, and the caption from the contributor says, "Summer is coming up. Buckle up, friends." And the meme reads, "When you get home after a 15-hour shift and have 32 minutes before you should go to bed." Very relevant to this past long weekend. Numbers are hitting summer numbers super quickly, super
dude.
fast. We work at a restaurant. If
We
you
broke
guys
the
don't
record.
know, breaking records daily. It's
Oh,
getting
yeah.
busier and busier, hectic and hectic in the town of Banff. So obviously, the town is doing a great job at getting tourists in. They're not coming to Banff.
They're
a
here.
fact.
They're
Sure,
here.
lots of
They're
free
not
access to
coming.
the park this year as well. So
What? They did
Yeah.
that again?
Yep.
Oh my.
Yeah. New to Canada residents as well as youth are allowed to go into our national park.
absolutely. So we
I mean,
will
that's
be
pretty
seeing.
So what is the cap for Banff anyways? Does anybody actually know?
There is
or-
no cap.
There is no.
Only
There's no
money.
cap?
No.
No
Yeah.
cap, only money, Jim.
Yeah, just
only
money,
money, no
yeah.
cap.
Great
All
way
right,
to
we'll
put
bring
it.
your money to defending Austin.
Yeah,
then.
Locally owned business that gives back to the community. If you want to give your money,
Yeah,
we'll start
um,
selling like
that's-
empanadas.
I've always said too, like I don't understand why they don't cap it like they do. Is it Yosemite?
Yeah.
Like if you don't get there before noon, like my buddy from the States said, if you don't get there before noon, you're basically fucked. Like just turn around and go because it's
There's a
Very-
lot of European countries
Oh,
that are
they're
actually
capping-
turning to capping visitors and stuff like that. And it's
Yeah.
not like it's an abnormal thing. I think it's just knowing when to say enough.
A very, very good
Yeah.
point. Bunny brought that up as well, saying the exact same thing. We just have to get the infrastructure to stop people park their cars, or you got to turn around. It happened in Lake Louise.
Yeah.
for
Last summer.
the
All the
past
time.
2 summers,
Yep.
I
Yeah.
believe, just due
Yep.
to the overflow of people. So,
Well, and like, how
um,
did Lake Louise get their overflow parking? Because like they have the overflow parking, which is really lovely, but we can't get an overflow parking.
I
Well, they
believe it's
built
also
one. Isn't
used
that
for
what
the
the
ski
I thought that
hill.
was what
Okay.
the train station was the overflow parking.
100%.
But the
Yeah.
overflow, you got to keep in mind there too. That's a private company. So down the road somewhere,
Oh,
this
right.
company's going to be
Right.
like, no more free parking.
Well, because Parks Canada
Uh,
owns the overflow in Lake Louise, no?
I'm not sure.
Because I've definitely they do their boat checks and all that
it's a
stuff.
different,
So
like, it's not the same. Like,
no,
the Banff parking right now is owned by Lyricon.
yeah, that one's different. Yeah,
But again, they're trying to develop a plan. There's as well as the train station redevelopment plan. They have a plan to try to get train access from
Hey, we
the
got Kyle
airport
Guy in chat. Look at
directly
this.
to Banff.
What up, Kyle Guy? Big shout out, homie. Let's go.
So yeah, big one up from the chat.
Well, that train would be awesome if they actually can make it affordable for people. And
Well, that's what
just
I
like
mean.
the hop on a bus, which is $10 to jump on that, and it's pretty.
That's a great option.
If,
That's a good
if,
idea.
if you can get people to leave their cars in the city, or come down from overseas and not have to rent a car, I think those are probably great options for eliminating vehicle traffic,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Because everybody, you got to rent a car to get here from Calgary. What do you want?
but
Like,
everything's
it's-
so like accessible. We're so close to each other. You can get from one town to the next
mhm.
super easy. And I understand that there's like where we lack in accessibility, for example, businesses and like for people that are with wheelchair access. And I understand that, but like that, like we're talking about like the influx of travelers who have the ability to
Yeah.
access
Yeah,
the town
100%.
without the
Right.
cars and everything. And it's more of an enjoyable experience. You're in the first national park of Canada. Like,
Yeah, you want to be stuck in a
It's-
car driving around? Like,
Yeah.
let somebody
I
else
no,
do it.
I
Look
want
at
to
the
be out there and
mountains,
be in the mountains
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like seeing the history and everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fortunately, sometimes it's just not being protected as such, I feel.
No.
You know?
Lot is just for the picture,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So,
For
Do
the
it for the
gram.
gram.
Anyways.
Well, leading
And I
kind of
don't know about this meme and this post here because like he's got 15 hours of work and it's 32 minutes before he goes to bed. We all know that working in the service industry, some of us don't even go to bed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy's doing all right.
Yeah, at least he's going to bed.
He gets out of
Yeah,
bed.
he goes to bed. At least he sleeps.
This guy's planning for bed.
Yeah, he's
Is it after
rookie.
like such a long shift at the restaurant, you come back on
You're
like
just
such a
wired.
high,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Also,
Like-
two tall boys, like, wow, living the life of luxury there. Okay,
Hey, you never know. Maybe he's double fisting and he's got more in the fridge. you know,
Should
you
be
never know.
by Hendo, maybe the OG shaft or the
Yeah.
passion fruit.
Yeah.
No
Delicious
doubt.
for
Definitely
sure.
no
passion
doubt.
fruit.
The passion
Well,
fruit's great.
what are you guys doing this weekend? Because this next meme is what I'll be doing this week. I will be enjoying my rent.
Enjoying the rent. Yeah.
Just a girl curled up on the couch under a blanket. Just, what are you doing this weekend? I'm just going to enjoy my rent. Simply sit here and pretty much do nothing. Yeah.
So this one, honestly, we normally take out the names of people to post, but this one is Victor. Big shout out to Victor. He's been a big part.
We got
liking our stuff. We'll be talking to him shortly for sure.
We got an ask in the chat here from our boy Kyle guy. He says, "Gotta ask where Big Daddy Alex from Defending Awesome is."
Actually, I have an answer for that. Alex is currently in his favorite place, sitting on the throne, and our
hello,
lovely
King Alex.
King Alex.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Alex. We love you.
Big shout out to Big Daddy Alex from the chat. Right
And
on.
again, this post is wrong too, because in Banff, that's a luxury to even have a couch.
Yeah, look at that couch.
Look at those beautiful
That has-
shades in
You
the
have
window.
blinds?
Like,
Yeah,
oh
that-
my god.
Just
And
sheer
decorative
curtains. Yeah.
ones.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at that.
Sheer curtains and everything. Like, Jesus
Do you
Christ.
guys want to
And a
hear
pillow.
something insane? So
Let's
I
go.
live in an
That
apartment.
house looks like it has air conditioning, like just from the picture.
I would love to be able to lay
Straight
down
up.
like that on my couch. Like our apartment, the way it's set up, like we have a 2-seater. Like a love seat is the biggest couch that we can
yeah.
fit. It can't
Oh,
fit a 3.
man.
Yeah, it's
You
crazy.
gotta
So
invest.
that's like, oh man, I wish I could lay my whole body on the couch like that. That sounds awesome.
Oh, do you mean that's not by choice because you don't have enough space?
100%.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
absolutely.
Well, classic Bam.
Well, should we get on to our classic parking post?
Oh, we got a ton
here we go.
of parking posts. This has been an awesome 2 weeks. We got to give a big shout out to everyone who's been contributing on Overheard and Banff. Big shout out to Overheard and Banff Facebook page. If you're not following them, go give them a follow. You'll find all our posts there. You'll find all these hilarious posts daily.
It's great. So
It's wonderful.
let's
yes.
get into it. We got a few parking ones.
I think I know what's coming up. Yeah.
Okay, Legacy Trail parking, $0. So it looks like somebody just pulled up on the Legacy Trail and probably got lost on there thinking that was a road. And now they're sitting there. I don't know what.
Or
they're
their
doing.
child's throwing up and they're frantically trying to do something.
You can't park your car here.
Well,
Like,
you guys said the train station was full. So
Just park on the trail.
Like, I see some yellow lines. This looks like parking.
It's
Oh,
like
God.
it's like cats. Like they're like, if I fit, I sit. That's
If I
that's
fit, I
yeah.
sit.
That's tourists. If I fit, I park.
I've literally been walking by the path by the river and car pulling into it right by the canoe club.
mental.
Like going around the little like black pole that used to
I've
be
seen
there.
a Vespa. Like Vespa's just flying down the pedestrian.
Oh,
We haven't-
yes, yeah,
We haven't had a
Vespa's like-
motorhome stuck down there for a while.
Oh, I did
yeah.
see that.
Tis the season.
Yeah, it
Tis
is the
the season
season.
for motorhome crash.
We haven't.
But on the side note, they did fix the cement park downtown, that circle. You can
Yeah.
actually drive out of it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like
Amazing.
whoever
You no longer
to
need a
make
toll.
a no parking sign happen there to go park their car because there's no parking sign. So make it happen.
God. Oh
Guys.
God.
I'm just kidding.
Well-
we make
Allegedly.
We had a lot of we did a lot of tourist bashing. We love you tourists, but just don't be so fucking dumb.
Just do better. Do better at being
just do better,
tourists.
Yeah.
That's okay. You can bash us when we visit your town.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this one, no excuse.
Mm.
I'm just kidding. I hate when locals park worse than tourists. I mean, it's a pretty rough parking job, but
Oh. Oh,
Yeah,
I know where this
I mean,
is. Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
it's right in front
yeah.
of Liquor
It's like this
Depot.
took me a
Front of the liquor
second.
store.
Yeah.
so I mean, sure, but
I mean, you could have done better.
You could have done better, yeah, no doubt. If we're staying on that,
Pull
you just-
ahead
you
and
should
back
look at
in.
it.
Know what he was pulling out of the truck. He needed extra
Look
room,
at
so he
his
didn't.
face.
He didn't want to roll his ankles on the
You could
curb.
fit a green Kia between that and
You
the
really
goddamn curb.
could. You
I would just
very
like to say
well.
I'm Asian and I'm legally allowed to do stuff like this.
Open your eyes, Jim.
I can't. They're already open.
Oh my god!
Amazing. Yeah, got to get some darts from the chat. Yeah, he's just going to get, he's just nicking out. He's got to rip some darts from the
Oh.
Circle K or something.
Oh wow! Jesus Christ! It's not as good as this one though. The next parking is by far my favorite. I don't understand why people do this. It's like only an Alberta thing.
Okay, this
Oh.
next one
Why
here.
the fuck do you park like this?
This next one here.
Well, we don't have a picture of the license plate. It's probably a rental, and someone who does not know the friggin' like road
But
rules.
like, I'm sorry, but that's kind of impressive. Parallel park your car between those two cars
Yeah,
the wrong
definitely
way.
they
And then,
probably
like-
pulled in
Wrong
and
way.
people parked around
And
them.
then like
Okay,
the
yeah.
thing is, you got to pull out head on into
To traffic.
with you sitting on the other side, not
that's
being
on
able to
Muskrat.
see
That's
anyone.
right by the bend.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is-
it is.
That is
Oh, yeah.
irresponsible parking.
That's like right
So-
behind the
Yeah,
big rich
yeah.
house.
Oh, that is on
yeah.
Muskrat.
If anyone wants to start a cult, we will be buying that big rich house.
Oh my God,
And-
6.7 million, I think.
That's not
we,
bad.
Come on.
we just get a bunch of
That's-
locals.
Well, it's got that guest house in the front. You could rent that out to like 13, 14 Aussies, and we could probably
Oh my
pay
God.
rent.
Yeah, we're
well
good.
more
We're
than
good.
that.
Yeah.
Let
Pool
them
parties.
pitch tents.
We cannot
Like-
become what we're trying to destroy.
right. Yes, that's true. Thanks for bringing us back on track
But
there.
they pretty much park there because it's probably cheaper than paying for downtown parking. Rather do that and get a fine than
100%. So
Fair
this
enough.
one here, this is a post from Instagram page that I found this week. The Instagram page is Muskrat National Parks. So I think the handle
No.
is at Muskrat National Parks. In the bio, okay, they're very new. They have only a few posts. They're all bad parking posts, okay?
Wait, is this on Muskrat Street? Or?
Like this is
This
a
person?
local page.
This is a
Yeah,
local
this is a
page.
local
Wow.
page. Like it's
Okay.
got to be new and emerging. I don't know who's running it
Yeah.
because they're doing admin reveal at like 10,000 followers or something like that, or 5,000 followers. I forget what the number is.
Whoa.
But if you're out there listening, go check out this Instagram page at
Definitely
Muskrat National Park. Yeah, some hilarious posts, and we love the
I
bad
can just
parking.
imagine.
So if you want like a daily dose, they have some really funny captions. Go give them a like and follow. It's pretty.
That
pretty
street is
hilarious
so
stuff.
narrow.
I remember
brutal.
my favorite thing I saw when I used to work up at the Fairmont many, many moons ago. Was I was walking down like that area and this person parked horrifically, and someone left them like a little printed note that said "Proud graduate of the Stevie Wonder parking school."
Oh,
And
burn.
I never laughed so hard. I was like, "This is hilarious."
That is actually.
I'm a big fan of leaving notes. I think if
Oh,
you're
I'm a
gonna
note
park
leaver.
like
Look,
one,
we make stickers, so.
Oh.
Yeah, Jay
People were
actually
asking
has.
for those fake parking ticket things. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jay actually made a sticker that says, "I parked like a big old butt in Banff National Park."
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of the cart narcs?
Oh my god, I love the cart narcs.
So they do.
We should do
he
that
has a
now.
magnet. So when
Yeah.
people leave their shopping carts, he leaves them, and then
It's amazing.
as they like argue with him and try to get away, he puts a magnet on their car.
Oh,
like,
that guy's
I'm
awesome.
a
He's
lazy bones.
hilarious.
Yeah, that is awesome.
And he's such a nice guy too. He's like, "Well, maybe if you put your cart back," and I'm like, "Well, you can't argue that."
So maybe we can develop some type of system like that.
Mm.
Kyle's got
Bam,
one of the.
you know?
No, we'll just get
Let's
another
write this
note.
down.
No, we'll get another note that says, "We're what does it say? We're rich, bitch. We don't care." Do you remember seeing that on that cigarette, or like there was a piece of paper someone wrote like, "You parked horribly," and they're like, "We're rich, bitch. We don't care," and they threw that on the
Oh,
ground.
that we had that post on
Yeah.
the podcast.
We
There was a
sure did.
response. Shit, I didn't know.
That was wild.
That's wild. Well, what else is wild? Check this shit out.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
here we go again. Tourists down climbing cliffs down by the river.
But like,
Look at
have you
this.
guys actually walked down to where they are?
No, because there's a sign
No,
that says
I'm
don't do
sorry.
it.
There's a sign that
So-
says not to go.
Guys,
I'm calling
So
the
if
police
you
on
zoom
you.
in on that, there is actually a fence that like gets down to that point of the tree, and it is not fenced off enough. Like people can just walk right around it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and there is like a well-beaten path that people just walk right around. So that, like honestly, they probably just think it's part of this path.
Do you
or
guys know?
something,
Like, did the accident happen there?
Well,
Yeah.
the post.
Okay. It was
on the opposite
the
side,
post
wasn't
said,
it?
considering the first comment reads here, considering the recent incident, hope everyone now understands why this is a bad idea. Maybe we need some stronger wording on signage nearby.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
So
it was
this
in
is-
that
Yeah.
area.
So there was a,
Yes.
for any of the viewers that don't know, there was basically a young man fell and had a pretty serious head
Yeah.
injury from
Very
what
serious
I
injury. Yes.
from what
Yeah.
I gathered, and had to be airlifted out. And there were a couple individuals, some I guess local heroes that
Yeah.
stepped
Stop
up
the
and,
bleeding and
yeah.
and helped the kid out until the paramedics arrived. But it was serious. Like people don't understand. You fall down that.
Yeah.
Like you start bouncing. That stuff does not give. It is
No,
like
Especially this time of year too,
Oh,
with the
it's
snow
slippery.
melt.
It's-
Like,
yeah, it's-
But like,
yeah.
like
I don't think people
high
understand
waters.
how dangerous like Bow Falls is. Like,
Oh,
and
yeah,
like
you-
this is like for
Yeah.
all the new Banff people that think it's like okay to keep going past the canoe club and your Explorer 3000s. Like, it's dangerous. There's
Just
literally like
don't
a
do
place that's called
Yeah.
the Coffin. Because
Yeah.
you go in, you don't come back out.
Yeah.
So
Especially if you're in those little explorers.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
it's just like be careful. We
Yeah,
don't need to
it's-
lose any more locals or tourists by just like let's just
by just like carelessness. It's
Yeah.
and it can
Yeah.
be prevented, but
And there's a small part that we can play as locals too. If you're in those areas and you're witnessing people do these things, you can, kindly let them know that.
How dare you ruin their vacation? How dare you? They paid. Do you know how long they worked to get here in Banff? How dare you?
It's true, Dan. You should be more considerate.
There's
of
a kind way to do it. Honestly,
there is there's the dispatch that you can call.
Mhm.
Like I frequently call them for the elk that come down into the Central Park.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, people just crowd around them, and especially in September. Right? When they're in the rutting season.
Within 100 feet of those things.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And there's people coming right up beside them, and it's just,
horrible.
But they're very responsive. I've called the dispatch a couple of times.
You might be able to get a good one if we go to our next post here, because there's a cougar warning right now.
I thought that was at Rosencrown. Sorry.
I worked there doing sound. Can confirm it is also cougar warning. They will put drinks on the mixer. They will put drinks on the mixer. Trust me.
So this post here reads, there's a cougar warning, not only at the Rosencrown, but at Tunnel Mountain Campground. The post reads, if you see a cougar, do not approach the animal. Face the cougar and retreat slowly. Do not run or play dead, because that's kind of what they want you to do. Try to appear bigger by holding your arms or an object above your head. Immediately pick up small children. You should hold your small children probably above your head.
If you like them.
Be aggressive, shout, wave a stick, throw rocks. You can deter an attack that way. If you see a cougar or fresh signs of carnivore activity, you can call Banff Park Dispatch, which we were just talking about.
Yeah.
The phone number at Banff Park Dispatch is 403-762-1470. It's available 24/7. So if you're noticing this stuff, you want to narc out some tourists and do us all a favor.
Honestly, before anyone gets hurt, because
they're wild.
They might be rehabilitated, whatever. They're still wild animals.
That is a serious goddamn predator that you do not want to come across.
Did you guys see? Okay, so they're I think it was in 2012 or 13. I remember seeing the first post in the newspaper, the local newspaper, and it was a picture of a man trying to put his child on the elk.
Oh yeah, big time. We've seen that one for sure.
Oh my god, that was forever ago. But I was floored.
People are
couldn't believe it
out here. It's just insane. Oh, guys, just like that.
Oh.
Everyone had photos of a.
Oh my god! Did the aurora happen?
Look at me.
What aurora?
I didn't see it, guys.
We can't not talk about this, of course. Last week, one of the biggest auroral events I've ever seen personally. Did you guys get to witness it?
We did, yes. We've printed some of people's pictures that they brought in.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Some great stuff coming out of the Bow Valley and surrounding areas.
One of my favorite shots here, actually.
So this is a picture of me actually probably about 5 years ago when I was still a booze hound.
I live near them.
This is a picture of Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys passed out in Sunnyvale. And the caption reads, everyone, what a stunning light show. Me last night. Ricky passed out on the floor.
But you also notice that he's littering. This is the guy who's responsible for all that litter downtown.
Yeah, that's probably where it came from.
Well, where's all of his cigarettes?
Well, I noticed if you throw something into a body of water, like a lake or whatever, and you come back the next day, it's gone. It's Mother Nature's way of recycling.
Awesome stuff. So yeah, everyone had great picks. Big shout out to Alberta Aurora Chasers. If you're not following that Facebook group, definitely give it a follow. Because if you do miss it, like Ricky here in the meme, you'll find all the pics the next day from great photographers from all around. Tomas being one of them that's local, another local small businessman.
Paul Zika?
Paul Zizka as well.
Photography,
to my Instagram message, so give us a shout.
But then there was a lot of people thinking that this was a big conspiracy cover up too. Did you guys hear that, dude?
I did hear about
No,
that.
what?
So basically,
No,
they said this aurora happened because they were trying to close Banff Ave. Is it distract everybody?
Yes, that's right.
This was the call
Well,
to
it worked.
action. Honestly, I did hear one conspiracy theory about this, and it was they were testing some wavelength machine.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Weather
Yeah.
control. They were trying to test some weather control stuff, and that's why.
Some like harp machine kind of stuff.
Yes, harp is what what it's called. Honestly, I follow Alberta Aurora Chasers. They said the coronal holes are facing North America that haven't faced for super long time.
Sorry, what holes?
Coronal. So that's like solar flares that happen from the sun. It's not coming back.
Coronal.
We're passing now.
So yeah, that's why we're getting these big Aurora activity. So give them a follow. You can stay up to date and get your picks next time. You can don't end up like Ricky here, passed out on the floor.
I think the coolest thing was a close family friend of ours was diagnosed with brain cancer, and one of her dreams is like to see the Northern Lights, and her favorite
She's
color
from
is pink.
Ontario.
She's from Ontario, and you could see it in Ontario. So I was just like, it was for her.
It's a sign.
Yeah, that was for her. That was for her.
Either way, it was wild show. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, it was nice. Well, I think guys, we have one more meme.
One more meme.
Okay,
We're on to the
all
last
right.
one. Wah, wah. All right, here we go.
Oh yes, yeah. My
Polyamory.
husband and I have considered this.
Yep. Polyamory, but it's because you need 3
kidding.
incomes to survive now. That's pretty much the state we're in, I guess, at this point. Like, no one here lives alone. I don't know anybody that lives alone.
Yeah, it's
Like
very
one person, you mean? Yeah.
increasingly difficult. Even then, like we were talking about earlier, the town of Banff giving incentives for people to build additions to their homes or income rooms that they can rent out to people to try to alleviate the housing crisis. Something that's on everyone's mind. We all have to deal with it. We're all kind of seem to be fighting for spots. You find one that you like and you stick with it until the owner sells. It's kind of like seems to be
Actually, that happened to one of my bandmates. He got a notice and we sold it. You got till September. Kind of get your shit in order, and that's it. And it's, I don't know, man. It happens all over the place.
That happened to us on, we were living at 420 Cougar Street for 7 years.
No way,
and-
that's where I live now.
Oh, okay. Well, I used to live there before.
You took her home.
The old one.
We lived in a lovely little fourplex, and we had a nice yard. And
was it the one with the circular?
No, we were the one next door.
Next door, my
Yeah.
buddy Jerome lived in that one too.
Oh,
for a
yes,
little bit.
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but again, like they took that fourplex and that other house.
Okay,
is
yeah,
8
but
units
that
and
is
turned it into like
it's a nice
30 something
unit,
units.
right?
They're great. They're a little small, but like we definitely make do.
And I kind of think they're the little more on the affordable side.
Depends. I feel it would be
They're
tough
pet
by
friendly.
yourself. Yeah, they are pet friendly, which is a huge thing.
Yeah.
And there seems to be like some turnover. So like I know some people that have tried to get in and have got in. So if you are looking for a place, that could be a lead for you.
And I heard it's been a lot of a better a property management than a couple of the other ones that have come up where I've heard like absolute nightmare stories.
I love it.
yeah.
Honestly,
I think we all have a nightmare story,
Yeah.
probably.
Oh yeah,
like maybe a
got nightmare
couple.
story in Banff.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like especially when you
Allegedly.
first move here,
Allegedly.
and you're just getting taken advantage of. Basically, when you first move here, you don't know what's
Yeah.
going on, and
damage deposits down the drain.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gone. Yeah, like
At least
just
3 or
give it. Like
4.
if somebody wants you a damage deposit, be like, bro. If you just want me to give you an extra $1,100 so I can move in here at the beginning of the month, I will. That's how bad
That's
it
how
is.
desperate
Just
I
know.
Has
am.
anyone checked on the house on Squirrel Street? How many people are there?
Oh yeah.
Is this
Oh.
squirrel, right?
Yes, it
was. That
was.
where
Yeah,
was?
the
Yeah.
like 50 bed.
Yeah. Has
Yeah.
anyone checked on it lately?
I'm sure the
I don't
town's
know.
checking on it because honestly, that's like the craziest thing that I've ever seen someone being busted
That was
for.
And
Yeah,
no
my
damage
parents in
deposit
Nova
returns
Scotia
either.
messaged me
No,
about
no
that.
damage
They're like,
deposit
"Did you
returns
hear
either.
about this?"
The windows are not like barred off anymore, so I got some high hopes.
There used to be a giant
Really
dog
really
that
on
lived
the up
out in
and up.
that front yard as well. I don't know if
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
I
a
think-
Saint Bernard or something.
Oh, yeah.
One of the residents had a dog. and,
Oh
like,
my gosh!
crazy stuff
And
for
a
sure.
huge dog at that.
Like with that many
50
people in that house.
Wild.
Yeah.
The
Welcome
dog
to-
was very well loved.
Welcome
Lots
to
of belly
Banff.
rubs.
That would be the only good thing. I
Yeah.
would
That's about it.
And then the wild part is like, there's way more housing available now than there ever was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And there's still tons of people trying to find places.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Places that
mhm.
are really old and shitty, getting knocked down. Like, 6 places are getting to 30, getting knocked down. And
Yeah.
people are still trying to find places. I rented a room just recently. I had over 60 some people
Yeah.
messaged me for this room.
for,
was
for the
actually-
bedroom in his house.
Yeah,
for
this
sure.
is in May, which is
Yeah.
time where people are leaving town.
I was actually
You know?
talking to my roommate about that the last time I posted the other room here online. Yeah, I said the same thing. It was like before I left for work, dude, I had fucking 45 messages. I
Yeah.
couldn't I just couldn't get to them all. And then by the time I got home from work, it's like I can't show 60 people this room.
Yeah.
Like, I
No
just
way,
don't
dude.
physically have the
You
spare
have to
time.
find what works for you, I guess.
To line up 60 appointments for these. It's like, I feel bad. Like some of them I didn't message back even. I just
because you want to give
What are-
everyone
yeah.
a fair chance.
What's your
Yeah.
opinion on the Bow Valley Home Finder page and the photos that have been posted lately?
Oh my
I haven't
god!
There's
and
been
some
like
of the videos
like
too,
there's like the we're looking for a room and just
so
like
much
all these
spam. Oh my
all
God.
these photos. Like you can barely find like actual houses
Actual
for rent
places.
because it's
yeah.
mostly just people. And then like it's just really interesting how people are like advertising themselves as well. And just,
Oh
like,
yeah,
honestly-
okay. Yeah, I have seen a lot of that. It's like, hey, I'm so and so, whatever. Like, this is what I'm into. I'm fun, quirky, keep a tight, needy house.
Thanks, ChatGPT.
Some
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
very choice, tasteful pictures taken.
Well, I have
Yeah.
a very funny opinion about this, honestly. Well, I think it's very funny. People are always saying the same thing. It's like, oh, yeah, like, I'm just moving here. I don't like to party. I work, so I'm never going to be home. It's like, what? You don't eat, you don't shower, you don't sleep. Like, you're not going to be going
You're
out
gonna
with
be
your
home.
coworkers, getting wasted and coming home. Like, it's just so funny that everyone has the exact same wording. Like, I thought about making one from a dummy profile, just being honest, like, yo, what up? Like, I'm a smoker. I
Yeah.
love to party and spit on the floor. I'm going to bring people back and party every
you don't
night.
spit on the floor.
Like,
Yeah. I hope you're ready for
Cat's
a
gonna
fucking
pee everywhere.
yeah, like,
Do you like to fucking party? Well, me too. Let's go. We're gonna be roommates every single night till 4 a.m. Partying,
right? Like,
chicks.
The
heavy
party
metal.
is coming home with me every night.
Oh, yeah.
it just seems so inauthentic that everyone has the exact same. Oh, probably never going to be home. Like, bullshit. You're paying rent. You're going to fucking be home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the one thing you're like working for.
Yeah, that's what you're trying to do is get home. What do you mean?
Oh.
J-Biggs nailed it in the chat. He says,
Yeah,
quote, I don't
J-Biggs.
like to party. Looks at profile, all
J-Biggs.
photos of drinking and partying.
100%. Like,
Yeah.
hilarious. So, yeah, I don't know. It's increasingly becoming scammy and scammier. And then people that are looking for homes in the comments, all it is scams. It's like, this may help and a link. This
Yeah.
link will
Scam,
help.
Yeah,
scam, scam,
yeah.
scam.
I tried to comment on one of those and was like, hey, just like heads up, there's a lot of scams and whatnot. Like, just be careful. The woman was like, I've lived in Banff for a really long time. I understand. I was like, okay, well, okay, sorry for
Just trying to help.
just giving you
Yeah,
a
man,
heads
like,
up,
we're all
man.
just
Like, I don't
kinda
know where
looking
you're
out for
from. I
you.
just want to make sure
Yeah,
you're not.
yeah.
Like, I literally had a friend who found a place for rent. They had like all the pictures because it was for sale, and the person showed her the house. And they just took.
How?
I don't know.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
no clue. I guess
Big
they
time.
figured out the real estate
Stop.
keypad.
What?
She went into the house when she went to go. She gave a damage deposit, everything, because she was like, I went into this place.
Crazy.
I've seen
That's
this place.
wild.
And then she came to show up, and they're like, we just bought this house. And she was like, what do you mean? And she was like, I came here and looked at it. I put my. They're like, no. And I was like, one, that's
That's
a master
insane.
level of scam.
Like that's
to,
that's like someone's like assistant or something. Like, yeah, I can show the house this afternoon.
Guys,
like,
don't
that's
leave a
fucking
fucking
wild.
spare key on your patio, I guess.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
that's-
wild. They gave like a full
people
tour, and
are
she was like,
watching.
yeah.
That's nuts, dude. See, that's what I always said. I'm like, well, obviously, I don't give anybody money unless you see in the house. But now you can't even do that.
No.
Yeah,
No,
that
like-
happened.
What can
Like
you
that happened
do?
pre-COVID when that happened.
Oh, okay.
To a friend, but like I wouldn't be surprised. But I was shocked.
wild.
I was like, "What do you mean? Why did you
Damn.
give it?" She's like, "I went to the house."
That's
Like she was
actually
like in
insane.
there, and I was like, "Okay, well then that's not a bit
That's
fair."
extreme.
Yeah,
Holy.
that's
yeah,
Thanks,
next
dude.
level.
How many other people has that happened to? Like,
Quite a few. So be weary out there, guys. If you're out there
Okay.
house shopping over the, you know,
it goes
this
further
season.
than just online.
It's a
like-
wild-
Trust no
100%.
one.
Yeah.
It's a wild west out here, as they say.
Except for Defending Awesome. You can definitely trust Defending Awesome with all your printing needs, custom
No
and their
doubt.
own branded stuff. You can trust that they're going to do some great work in the community around Christmas time. If you want to join them, definitely
yeah.
reach out. We want to thank you guys for coming by this week. This has
That
been
was
amazing.
awesome, yeah.
Above and
Thanks for having
beyond.
us. Yeah.
Thank you for the
This was
cupcakes.
fun.
I'm about
This
to
was really
dive
fun.
into that. Thank you for bringing the Buy Hendo stuff
heck
by.
yeah.
Sponsored
Thank you,
by
Hendo.
Buy Hendo.
Thanks, Hendo. We got the unicorn.
We got
Have
the
a nice
unicorn in the
unicorn.
back. Thank you
It
so
does
much
say
for
Sweet 16 on there.
Aw.
So.
Like I said, that was way better than my real Sweet 16, guys. You made it
I would
awesome.
agree,
Thank you
for
so
sure.
much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for coming by and taking the time being a part of this. Yeah, definitely go give them a shout out. Even just go say hi to Defending Awesome. Great to have a little chat. So
Yeah.
I know I'll be swinging by. Next week, we have a very special guest coming on. We got the representative coming by from Parks Canada.
Let's go.
Still working out the details. We're hoping to have an interview lined up for our live show. It's going to be, we touched a little bit on it today. It's going to be about animal safety. and how to be a responsible tourist in the park. So if you're coming to Banff for the first time, you're new to town, you want to learn how to observe these beautiful animals in the utmost safe way, tune in next week and we will have some great info for you. So
heck yeah.
Big thanks to Defending Awesome.
Heck yeah.
Thank you so
You
much
guys
for
killed
coming
it.
by.
Thank you.
It's been awesome. That's it for now. And until next week,
See you next Tuesday.